Okay, so recalling and saving volumes associated with registrations. So if you see up here in the left side of the screen, you'll see that I have the drums, bass, chords, and my lower set to a volume of 36. Okay, so if I go in and I go ahead and let's save this. So first let me show you the registration preference. So I have my slider option off. So if I go back to registrations and I save this, what I've done is I've saved the registration with volume set at 36. However, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to move my sliders up to, let me move them up to 50. So I'm going to change each one and make them 50. Okay, and then lower up to 50. Okay. So now, because I don't have registration preferences set to load volumes, when I go to load this, it should remain at 50. It should not, okay, there you go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, double click on Carlos, and you'll see that it stays at 50. I go ahead and pick Peg of My Heart, it stays at 50. So right now, because that filter is not yellow, or I'm not importing the volumes with the registration, it will not bring it in. However, if I go back to preferences and I include that, now what should happen is when I go ahead and I pick Carlos, those slider values that you see up there should automatically jump to 36 because that's how I saved it. And even though I saved it with the yellow off, doesn't matter. When you save a registration, the volumes always save with it. What the preferences does is determine when you load the registration whether those saved values should be used and override the current sliders or whether the current sliders should be used. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double click this, and you'll see that all the sliders, look at their values, they went back to 36. So that's how the slider option works in registration preferences. And regardless of how that value is set at the time you save the registration, the volumes are saved into the registration automatically. It's only when you go to load the registrations that registration preference filter option is used or not. Hope that makes sense.